Will Nigeria really get to the point of borrowing money from fintech apps like Operi and Monopoint? That was the dramatic warning from Senator Dino Melaye in a recent Arise TV interview. His statement instantly went viral, sparking debates online and a sharp rebuttal from the presidency. Today, we are breaking down exactly what Melaye said, what the facts are about Nigeria's debt, and whether his warning is just political rhetoric or a serious economic red flag. On Arise television, Dino Melaye, former senator and PDP stalwart, criticized President Bola Tinubu'S administration for what he called reckless borrowing. He pointed to Nigeria's rising debt profile and harsh economic conditions. At one point, he quipped, "We will not be surprised if the president starts borrowing from Operi and Monopoint very soon." Now, of course, Operi and Monopoint are fintech companies that provide digital payments and small-scale lending, not international credit to sovereign governments. But Malaye's line was designed to sting a satirical exaggeration meant to illustrate just how far, in his view, the government's borrowing has gone. So, what do the numbers actually say? According to the Debt Management Office, Nigeria's total public debt stood at about 149.39 trillion as of March 31st, 2025. That's a significant jump from just a year earlier. The government insists that part of this rise is because of the Naira's depreciation, meaning when foreign currency loans are converted into Naira, the debt stock looks bigger. Malaye's criticism touches on something very real. Nigerians are struggling with inflation, fuel subsidy removal, and rising costs of living. To them, debt figures aren't abstract, they translate into higher taxes, austerity, and fewer social services. The presidency did not take Malaye's comments lightly. A spokesperson dismissed his remarks as noise, not knowledge, arguing that borrowing is a normal part of managing an economy, especially when funds are directed toward infrastructure and development projects. Officials emphasized that Nigeria is not borrowing from fintech apps, but from multilateral institutions like the World Bank and AFDB, as well as through Eurobonds. They stressed that these loans are structured, transparent, and necessary for growth. Beyond economics, let's be clear, this is political theater. Melaye, a vocal opposition figure, knows how to capture headlines by invoking Operi and Monopoint brands that millions of Nigerians use daily for transfers and bill payments. He connects the debt debate to ordinary people's lives. In the end, Malaye's Operi comment reflects public frustration. Nigerians are asking, where's the relief? Why is hardship increasing even as debt rises? The presidency says the situation is under control, but the opposition says it's spiraling. So, what do you think? Is Nigeria's borrowing still sustainable? Or are we really heading toward fintech loans? Now take a listen to Dino himself.
President borrowing 1.7 billion from World Bank.
He also said that they have stopped borrowing.
Maybe that is not correct. I just gave you that figure now. Why is the president? Why did he borrow 1.7 billion dollars from the World Bank? Why, as the Senate approved 21 billion dollars so far, and with many others coming for consideration? Many others are still coming for consideration.
Mind you,
and this government is one of the most reckless governments in the history of this country.
How do you mean?
The president who said he wanted to come and curb wastages bought a yacht. That yacht that the president bought has never been to the territorial area of Nigeria. It's between Monaco and Paris. And what do we need a yacht for? In a time of austerity, in a time of pervasive hunger like this? The president also, within few months in office, bought a presidential jet that cost Nigeria billions.
No, he said it was a gift.
I am telling you that it was purchased. Gift by who? Gifts are to be declared. Gifts are to be declared. A president who gets a gift, why was Tom David West removed from office? It was because he got a gift of a gold wristwatch that was not declared. If you have a gift, declare who gave it to you. And they called it a gift because the money used in the purchase of that aircraft was not appropriated by the National Assembly. That is why it was tagged a gift. Then again, since Tafawa Balewa, Azikiwe, up down to Buhari, every president and prime minister in this country used Mercedes-Benz S-Class as their official vehicle. The president is using a bomb jammer Mercedes-Benz, the same type that Trump is using in America. And you say you want to curb wastages?
But you know, you're not different. Hold on, Dino.
If you allow me,
hold on.
I don't want my thoughts distorted on this particular line.
Okay.
And again, the same president, in the 8th Senate, the budget of the National Assembly was 150 billion. From 150 billion, today the president have increased the budget of the National Assembly to over 370 billion in order to make them a parastatal or department of the villa. So a president who said he was coming to curb wastages, who said he was coming to renew hope. I can catalog all this. Bought a yacht, bought a Cadillac, bought an aircraft, increased the money of the National Assembly, and I've borrowed like no other president in history. If you are making more money, then why are you borrowing?
To the
extent that the Speaker of the House of Representatives today,
I read it. He was
is also concerned, despite he's a member of the APC.
I read that he was talking about
and
how
we will not be surprised if the president starts borrowing from OPE and Money Points very